Well, I'm gonna shut that window up there, get the wind. So here's the deal now. Short of me blowing my brains out and losing my mind, they've been they're very good. So very calmly, they said, all right, this is what we're gonna do next. We already took all the fuel lines off it before. We examined everything, blew everything out, cleaned it all up. It worked for 3 weeks. So they did say the next time the tanks were low to bring it in, and because they want to examine the pickups, and they need to. They're gonna take the tanks off it and clean the tanks out. So that's where we're at now. That's what they're gonna do with us now. Wow, that sun is bright. My apologies. Woo. So that's where we're at now. So I've dropped the truck. There's nothing to record there. They've given me one of the company pickup trucks to go home with. So I'm gonna go home and leave it with them. They're now gonna drop the tanks, clean out the tanks, examine the pickups. They're either saying that there's something wrong with the one pickup in one of the tanks, or there's something in there. Like, and the example he gave me is, you know, when you open a bottle of House or a bottle of Lucas or something, there's usually that little clear piece of plastic that you got to peel off. Occasionally, you know, if you're not paying attention, that can, you know, you peel it off and whatever, it could fall in the tank, and it's real hard to see. Even if you look in the tank while it's empty, you may not spot a small little clear piece of plastic. So that's what they're looking for now. So there's either something wrong with the pickup, because they know there's nothing wrong with the return lines. They know there's nothing wrong with the crossovers. They know there's nothing wrong with any of the lines or anything to do with that. So it's got to be something to do with the tanks. Oh! Hope you're wearing your sunglasses, guys and gals. It's got to be something wrong with all of that. So, well, you know what? It is what it is. I hate to say that. I hate that. It is what it is. But you know what? It is what it is. This is the price we pay for doing business. Everybody hates it when our trucks are in the shop. But you can't put 3,000, 3,500 miles a week on a truck and not expect things to wear out, especially when you're doing it week after week after week after week. So it's a machine. It's got parts. You don't like it, but it's the price you pay for doing business. You want to be an owner-operator, shit is going to break or wear out or stop working, or I don't know. This sucks, because I was already going to have a short week anyway, right? Because it's Monday, and usually I leave on Sundays and I roll in on Fridays. Now I was going to leave on Monday and roll in on Friday, so it would have been a short week. That's all right. I don't mind a short week now and then, but especially if I plan for it. Now it's going to be a really short week. Oh well, the big old fat load to Chambersburg is going to have to wait, I guess. I'll wait for their phone call. You know, and that's all we can do. Just sit at home and wait for the phone call. They said they'd call me. When I know, you'll know. Back at you later. All right. Here, let me close this up. So, this is where we stand. The segment before this, that was shot on Monday, on my way home from dropping the truck off at the shop, right? And it is now Wednesday. So as you can see, I'm back in the pickup truck, and I am on my way back up to pick up the truck. Now, they went through, they dropped the tanks, cleaned the tanks, checked the pickups. There was nothing blocking it. The tanks were spotless. Everything was good. The pickups are good. So they started to re-examine everything. They just started working backwards from the fuel tanks, all the way back up to the motor. Found nothing. No cracks, no busted lines, no pinholes, no. The crossover was working fine. The little Y, you know, was working fine. They could not figure it out. But then somebody up there had a genius idea, and actually IH guy in our following here, and I think somebody else, I think it might have been Robert, had a really good idea. Put a secondary bypass in, so that even if this happens and the tank pressurizes, it has no choice but to circulate the fuel back into the tank that's emptying and keep them equalized. So that's what they've done. I'm on my way up now to find out, first of all, how much this is going to cost me. It is what that's what it is. There's nothing you can do about it. I hate saying it is what it is, but it is what it is. It's going to cost me, so we'll find out what it costs me, and then I will be hooking a heavy load out of Prescott, Ontario, going down to Sayreville, New Jersey. So I'm going to be running the 81, the 486. I'm not 100% sure. I got to double check it, down to 95. I'm going to be running a lot of hills heavy. So the truck is going to get a good workout, and hopefully we're going to get a good feeling on how this system is going to work for us, if it's going to work. Because now the shop foreman, who's been doing this for over 30 years himself, and the two technicians, both of which are younger guys, so they're familiar with the new technology. They're saying now that, we might, if this doesn't solve the problem, we might want to start rifling off letters to Freightliner's corporate office, because there's a defect in here somewhere. And if they can't figure it out, and if 3 different Freightliner dealerships can't figure it out, and now it's 7 trips into the shop and nobody can figure this out, well, somebody knows something. I'm telling you right now, somebody fucking knows something. I can't have the only truck in North America doing this, the only Freightliner Cascadia in North America doing this. Somebody's got to know something, so we're going to start rifling off letters to Freightliner, and we'll see how that gets us. So that's where we're at. On our way back up. Let's pick up the truck. Nothing you can do, let's go to work. Got to make some money. Alright, so as you can see, we're not in the pickup truck. We're in the Freightliner. So far, so good. We went through what they did. Okay, that's what they did. The beautiful thing of all of this is I went to the shop manager, and I went to pay my bill, and he said, no, don't worry about it. And I said, what? I said, like, what's going on? He's like, you know, we haven't completely fixed this. So he says, like, I said, well, we are kind of, between Freightliner 3 times and you guys now twice. It seems to be we're just throwing parts at it and seeing what sticks. And he goes, well, he says, you ain't paying for nothing until we find something that sticks. Okay. So I'll give the new company, Anderson Haulage, that bought out KBD, so that's who we're owned by now. I'll give them huge props on that. They're working on the problem. If this seems to be the fix, then this is the fix. But she's got all brand new fuel lines on her. Tanks were taken off, cleaned out. Pickups were checked, cleaned. Couldn't find nothing. They didn't find a single goddamn thing wrong. So they just put this on it. Let's see what sticks. All right, let's see what sticks. But they won't David charge me for nothing. I'm good with that. I appreciate that. If they're not 100% sure what the problem is, they're not going to keep charging me every time I bring it in so they can slap more parts at it or experiment or whatever. Once they got it figured out, then they'll charge me for the fix. But until such point, I did like the fact as well that he looked right at me and he says, you know what, you're an owner-operator, and Anderson, we take care of our owner-operators. I'm not going to argue that, and I can respect that. I won't take advantage of that, but I can respect that. They take care of us. I don't know if it's just first impressions they're trying to put out, that, a bunch of us owner-operators are now operating for them, and they're trying to, put out that first good step or put out a good impression. If that's what they're trying to do, succeeded, success. If this is how they operate all the time, even better. So there we have it, ladies and or gentlemen. Here's where we're sitting. We're sitting in a truck that's now had all the fuel lines changed over. It's had all the fucking tanks taken off and cleaned. It's had the breathers, both vents taken out, replaced. Everything's new. Don't know what to tell you. Don't know what to tell you. But for now, she's doing what she should. That's all I'm going to say. She's doing what she should. Okay? We're good with that. So, this is my adventure. The good thing is, I didn't get a bill. It's bad enough when you lose 2 days, your truck is down 2 days, so you lose 2 days worth of revenue. And then they hand you, a $1,500, a $2,000, a $5,000 bill. I'll eat the 2 days down worth of downtime. That I'll be happy to eat if they're not going to give me a bill. That's fair. That's a win in my book, right? That's a win in my book. So there we go. I'm on my way down to Sayreville. I was supposed to be going down to Berlin. Actually, I was supposed to be going down to they changed it 3 fucking times. I'm supposed to be going to Chambersburg, then to Berlin. Now I'm going to Sayreville. I better get to the goddamn border. I'm only 3 miles from the border. I better get across that fucking border before these guys change their mind again. Anyway, so that's where we're at, okay? Truck's doing what it should. Driver's happy. The owner's happy. The boss at home, she's happy. That's where we're at. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, punch that like button, and turn on your notifications for more turn on your notifications for more notifications. Just turn on your goddamn notifications so when I throw something up, you know it's there, all right? See you down the road.
'Cause I'm a wheel-born baby, always burn down the road. Yeah, I'm a wheel-born baby, always burning down the road. I'm a wheel-born baby, this life never gets old. Come on, wheel burners, yeah, burn with me. Come on, wheel burners, yeah, burn with me. Oh, take a ride now on the wheel.